What is something most people won't believe, but is actually true? There would be a lot more ancient Egyptian mummies if we didn't grind most of them up to paint with or eat. You can't just say that and not explain anything. The answer is, Victorians be whack. Mummy brown was a very popular paint pigment for the time, creating a rich brown color that couldn't easily be replicated, and eating bits of mummies, mixed into other things mind you, it was considered a medicine and not a food, was thought to possibly cure diseases. Probably had zero scientific backing behind it even back in the day, but trendy rich people are trendy rich people no matter the era. Humans are the best long-distance runners in the animal kingdom. At moderate or higher temperatures. At very cold temperatures, I think Siberian Huskies overtake us. Yeah. Huskies will run while pulling a sled for an entire day, multiple days in a row. Very few humans can even attempt that. The rope around the earth problem. Take a rope tied tautly around a basketball. Now the rope must be lengthened so that there is a 1-foot gap between the ball and the rope at all points, as if the rope is hovering a foot away around the entirety of the ball. How much must the rope be lengthened to accomplish this? 6.28 feet. Now take a rope around tied tautly around the equator of the earth. We have the same goal for the 1-foot hovering gap around the entirety of the earth. How far must the rope be lengthened? 6.28 feet. This is so counterintuitive just about no one will believe it until shown the map. There was more time between the building of the Great Pyramids and Cleopatra than there is between Cleopatra and now. Yep. Cleopatra is closer to the cell phone than the building of the pyramids. Also, the T-Rex was closer to humans than the Stegosaurus. Dinosaurs were around for a ridiculously long time. The northernmost point in Brazil is closer to Canada than it is to the southernmost point in Brazil. Your comment reminded me of a post I saw on Instagram saying the westernmost point of China is closer to Germany than to the easternmost point of China with a map showing the distances, and everyone in the comments misunderstood it, reading the sentence without to and then to the. War is becoming less and less common, and if our current trajectory continues, war will probably become obsolete within our lifetime. Humpback whales will turn on their back and let seals jump on their stomachs to save them from orcas because they hate orcas. An infinite supply of food would not solve world hunger. We actually have more than enough food to end world hunger, the issue is with distribution/logistics. The ducks at the pond are free. How many do you have? I bet you'd like to know. The CIA will have to do better than that to catch me. Anne Frank, Martin Luther King, and Barbara Walters were all born in the same year. C.S. Lewis and Aldous Huxley died on the same day, but it didn't really make the news because the day was November 22, 1963, and it was also the day JFK was shot. Pure water is actually an insulator and does not conduct electricity. It is the impurities dissolved in the water that conduct electricity. Sharks are older than trees. And older than the rings of Saturn. The shortest commercial flight in the world lasted 57 seconds. It was a Loganair flight between two Scottish islands, Westray and Papa Westray. It was recorded the shortest commercial flight, with a distance of 1.7 miles. What's crazy is that flight distance is less than the length of the runway at Heathrow. The number of ants on Earth has a mass greater than all birds and mammals combined. More plastic flamingos exist on Earth than living flamingos. The same is true for unicorns. Crickets' ears are on their legs. Birds require gravity to swallow food because they have no sphincter. Because of this, birds would starve in space. Some tortoises can breathe through their butthole. As the old joke goes, a smart hedgehog once learned to breathe through his butthole. He sat down on a stump to think. And choked. There are more airplanes in the ocean than there are submarines in the sky. Bees can get drunk, and if they show up to the hive, other bees will refuse them entry until they sober up. A lot of insects can get drunk, and it's actually very good for their immune systems. In the US, 50% of all marriages end in divorce. That's true, but it's really 10% of Americans who are getting married 3, 4, or 5 times and divorcing over and over. 90% of original marriages in the United States end with the death of one of the spouses, most after 40 years or more. Even the worst electrical or mechanical failure in an elevator will only either leave you stuck or ascending. The safe standard on elevators' capacity is really 10 times the weight limit specified on the weight limit capacity label. Sea otters hold hands when sleeping so they don't drift apart from each other. Congratulations on making it this far. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to like the video and subscribe for more enticing Reddit stories. Stay happy and healthy and have a great day.